Facebook Live. Facebook Live, we have arrived. Ready to get it in. I'm well, mother. We about to get it in one more time, y'all. So
Okay, I'm gonna put my phone on mute.
I'm about to put you on mute anyway.
Conference muted. Conference recording started.
Thanks for chiming in. What's up, Richly Bent? Been dealing with a lot, bro. I'm intending on calling. You already know that. You know I'm gonna call you for sure. Stay in contact. Been dealing with my brother, Roberto, and his daughter's mother, Marissa. They found the baby a couple of hours ago. Just for anyone that's been following the story, they found the baby. I don't know if it hit the news yet or not, but they found the baby about 3 hours ago. And so y'all be praying for them, please. Please. I can't say that enough. Please pray for them. I've been running and doing so much. I'm kind of tired, head pounding, to be honest with you. And so I was going to teach the book of Hebrews, and I still plan to. I know, Alvin, you going through it with your family member as well. We praying. I saw the good news, though. You posted the good news that the brother, you was able to speak with him. So we praise Yah for that. And anyone that got, facing some hard times or whatever, we're praying with you and for you. We got an intercessory prayer ministry every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So feel free to come to the page, drop your prayer request so we can keep your loved ones in prayer. And of course, on the list is again Roberto, Ortez, and Marissa. So let's go to James, y'all. James 1. Y'all pray for me. My head is pounding. And the scary part about that is I took some headache medicine that works well, and my head's still pounding. So, yeah, y'all pray for me. Yeah. But let's go to James 1, y'all. James 1:1 is befitting. James 1:1. Look what it says. It says, James, a servant of Yah and of our Adonai or Adoni, Yahushua HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. Now, that's like reading the word for what it really is. He's actually addressing the 12 tribes of Israel, to be honest. We just read it, right? Because they've been shipped into slavery according to Deuteronomy 28, and they're going through it. At this point, I'm not necessarily saying who they are. I'm just saying that Israel, without question, according to Deuteronomy 28, was shipped into slavery. That's what the words say. And they're scattered abroad as a punishment for the disobedience of the forefathers. The beautiful part about that is it opened up the gospel for the Gentile. He's masterful in his doing so that the main ingredient for salvation will be established, which is faith, even the faith of Abraham, because the bloodline, the nation that was chosen for salvation to be his chosen people, dropped the ball. So, to be honest with you, so that the establishment of having a relationship with the Most High would not be predicated on the bloodline, but it'll be predicated on faith, which is the main ingredient. But he's definitely keeping his promise to the children of Israel based on his promise to Abraham. And so in the interim of them going through it, so-called James is writing to them. Because they going through it. And any believer, you're a believer, you going through it. If you live in anything, if you up under the spell of false doctrine, Jesus did it all, and you can't lose your salvation. If you're on any false doctrine like that, then of course you're not going through it, because if you get horny, you're going to sleep with them. If you get lonely, you're going to go handle it. If you want to get high, you'll get high. You get drunk. You're free to go to the strip club Saturday night, close the club down, and meet you at church in the morning in time for Sunday school. But those that are denying themselves as required, you going through it. James, a servant of Yah and of our Messiah, Yahudah, Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes of the scattered abroad, greetings. My brother, and count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. So the word is saying count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, right? Because you understand that it's a test. This life is a test. It's a proving ground. Deuteronomy 8 talks about the proving ground. He sent them to the wilderness to prove them whether they would serve him or not. And that's exactly what's happening even right now. We're in a spiritual wilderness state when it comes to being tested, right? Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. And the temptations is, trials of many kind. And there's so many trials here. So many things we suffer, so many things we go through. And whatever state we find ourselves in, we should be there with contentment. Knowing that Yah is with us and no weapon formed against us will prosper. No weapon formed against the fiery darts of the wicked will not work, because we belong to the Most High. So we literally can count it all joy. We can count it all joy. Isn't that something? Count it all joy when you fall into testing mode. Seem like sometimes in this life, it seems like everything can go wrong. Real talk. And something can go so wrong that everything that was right seemed wrong. You're so wounded and hurt by the blows of this life. It's the truth anyhow. We ain't got the front. It's the truth anyhow. But the end game, knowing that weeping may endure for the night, but joy, hallelujah, comes in the morning. Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Look what the third verse says. Knowing this, you got to know what's going on. You got to know that you got to have the right state of mind in order to keep the joy of Yah and make it to the end. And what I mean by that is this. Say if you're the type of person that don't like to be corrected or told what to do. Because that's an attribute of the flesh. The flesh do not like to be corrected and don't like to be told what to do. And that was the Jews' problem, so-called Jews. Because the term Jew, but the so-called Jews didn't like being challenged from a theological standpoint, so they had a problem with the Messiah because they took it as he was, testing, their theological position and or testing their theological position and potentially their manhood type of a thing, right? And so, but this life is a test. So you will be tested in your pride. You'll be tested in your theology. You'll be tested in your willingness to change your theology, willingness to deny your position, your course of direction, The test is coming. We get an overall. It's the truth anyhow. You get tested in people disrespecting you. You get tested in believing you already know, and you don't. You get tested in you name it, it goes down. You get tested in losing a loved one. You get tested in your marriage. You get tested in your parenting. You get tested in your finances. You'll get to the point to where you believe you don't have to give. The Most High could prove to you scripturally like that you should owe no man nothing but to love him. And if you do the study on that, you're supposed to support ministry. And one, from a theological position, those that, don't give appropriately, of course, from a theological standpoint, they try to prove they don't have to. And then once they lose that, because they lose that bad, then they would be tested in switching their theological position and admitting that they're wrong. Then once they're proven to be wrong, then they need to step up to the plate and start supporting ministry. Oh, no man, nothing. And muzzle not the mouth of the ox and tread it out the corn. That's a tough one for some people. Forsaking not the assembling of ourselves together is another tough one. Folks believe that they can come and go as they please. And once it's proven from a theological position it don't work like that, then you're tested on whether you're going to obey that or not. After having to admit you're wrong and switching your theological position. You got folks that believe in the law. That's a tough one. That was one of the ones that the Hebrews had a problem with. And if they're proven wrong that it's all accomplished in the Mashiach, then the necessary change has to take place. Could be vice versa. Those that don't believe you have to keep the law, that it's all fulfilled in the Mashiach, and if you obey him, you don't go against Yah in no way, but it ain't according to the law. Say if that's wrong, which it ain't, but anyway, say if that's wrong, you might have to change your theological position, and that challenges, again, your theological position, things you telling people, things, especially if you're a teacher, teaching something that ain't right. You're going to be tested, tried, and your natural response, your natural feelings concerning certain things, your natural earthly, fleshly rebellion will rise up, and then you got to deal with it. So, brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse tests and trials. That's what it's saying. Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, because your heart is right before the Most High. The only way that you can go through tests the appropriate way is your heart got to be right by the Most High, because you got to remember that the carnal mind is enmity against Yah. That means your natural state of being is hostile against the Most High. It's not subject to it, neither indeed can be. So if you deal with the impossibility of your natural nature cooperating with Yah on the necessary level, then you understand that the testing then is going to hit your flesh dead on the spot, bullseye, and the response of the flesh is going to be adverse, an adversarial response towards the Most High. And once that's accomplished, then you have to have the right attitude towards the Most High enough to change, even though you feel in some kind of way. The truth is going to make your flesh feel some kind of way. I can do what I want to do. The word is going to challenge that. I can say what I want to say. Nobody tell me what to do. It can't nobody judge me but God. That's not true. Dare any of you have a matter against one another, go through the law before the unjust and not before the saints? Do you not know that the saints shall judge the world, and the world shall be judged by you? Are you unworthy to judge these smallest matters? Do you not know that the saints shall judge angels? You shall know every tree by the fruit it bear. Tree is people, fruit is what they do. You shall know them as you judge what they do. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but yet reprove them. You don't fellowship with the wrongdoings of people, you correct them. My brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Those type things will test you, will tempt you to go against Yah. Yah's not tempting you with evil. He's telling you to do what's right. It's your flesh that's drawn away of his own lust and entice, and we got to deal with it. Knowing this, that the trying of our faith worketh patience. So when you go through things that make your flesh uncomfortable, you learn how to wait on Yah. You're growing in Yah if you're obeying him. Now, if you're rebellious, you're working under the spirit of witchcraft. Because rebellion that's the sin of witchcraft. You're working in divinations. You're working in spiritual mischief, in spiritual witchcraft. You're under the spell of a demonic spirit that's causing you to buck up and go against the Most High. In your flesh, you'll have the desire to buck up and go against Yah, but the word has a way of casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yah. How many of y'all know that the knowledge of Yah is the word? So it's knowing this, right? You can count it all joy when you fall into diverse testing type of situations, knowing this, that the testing of your faith, the testing things coming against you that rub you the wrong way in the flesh, your spirit is rejoicing, but in the flesh you're rubbed the wrong way. You got to not forsake the assembling of yourselves together, as the manner of some is, meaning people are in the habit of doing it. That's why you got to save yourself from this untoward generation. People got a habit of church hopping, coming and going as they please, attempting to establish their own personal relationship with the Most High without assembling like the word teaches. All the way down, the word says, obey them that have a rule over you, for they watch for your souls. And it's better they do it with joy and not with grief, for it's unprofitable for you. That scripture couldn't even be in there with a theological position you on your own. The word do say you have need that no man teach you, because I'm going to tell you right now, that don't mean don't assemble. That don't mean don't obey them that have rule over you. That means that no man can give you the things of Yah in the first place. One planteth will bring the word to you, one water, reiterate the word, but it's Yah to get an increase. And if Yah don't get an increase, you ain't going to get it. Can't no man give it to you. The waterer gave it to you. The planter gave it to you first. The water came along and reiterated, and you still didn't get it if Yah don't get an increase, because it's impossible for a carnal man to give you anything of Yah. Yah's the only one that can give it to you, and he gotta deem you worthy in order for him to give it to you. It's the truth anyhow. So we gotta, as people, count it all joy when we fall into diverse temptation. Is your attitude towards the things of the Most High. It's going to either make you or break you. Your willingness to be uncomfortable. Your willingness to go against yourself. That's why he said, if any man be my disciple, he got to deny mother, father, brother, sister, spouse, yeah, even his own life, or you can't be my disciple. And again, that's not access denied. He's saying that you can't be my disciple because you're going to deny yourself. You're going to deny him to do what you want to do. So you can't be his disciple because you're going to do you. You're not going to obey him. Hold on, y'all. I'm back. You're not going to obey him. You're going to obey you. So my brother, count it all joy when you fall into this whole testing situation, especially leaders. When you're a leader, you're going to be tested in every sense. Y'all can't trust you if you're going to sleep with them. And that's what's wrong with the so-called church world right now. They sleeping with them. They sleeping with each other. They clubbing. And then they got this can't nobody judge me attitude. We're all sinners saved by grace. You can't point at me because I'm doing my thing. I can't point at you. And that's not the house of Yah. He drove them out. He took them cords and made whip and drove them folks out that was turning his house into a den of thieves and robbers. No, that's not the house of Yah. But we got to count it all joy as we go through the testing process, right? Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Knowing this, though, you got to know the word. You got to know his will. You got to be meditating his word day and night so you can be like that tree planted by the rivers of water. You got to hide the word in your heart that you might not sin against him. Yeah. Study and show yourself approved so you can know. Because if you don't know, you really going to flunk. You're going to roll with how you feel. Too many people is trying to follow him, but they rolling with how they feel. They don't know how to treat their spouse. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to forgive. They don't even know they roll. Sometimes all we see is what the wrong they doing. We don't see the wrong we doing. And you can't render evil for evil. If your spouse wrong, don't give you a license to be wrong. But some people believe they're justified in the wrong they do based on the wrong their spouse do because they don't know the word like they should. That's why it says knowing this. If you don't know, you can't perform the will of Yah. You don't even know. Your whole position will be from a carnal standpoint, from a natural standpoint. And from a natural standpoint, you might be right. But from a spiritual standpoint, you could be all wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. You heard me? Knowing this, you got to know. And the only way you can know is if you study. And then you got to be the type of person that study with a submissiveness so that when truth is revealed and it goes directly against how you feel, you still going to obey the word. There we go again. Counting it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. And being tempted do not feel good because something is drawing you to do wrong, pulling you to do something you want to do that goes against the will of Yah. So that in order to tell yourself no, it's a considerable amount of suffering involved in that. Kiss me and I'll kiss you back. No, I can't. I got to block you from kissing me, even though you're super kissable. Knowing this, that it's a test. Knowing that the trying of your faith worketh patience. You're learning to wait on Yah. The trying of your faith worketh patience. What? Perseverance. To persevere against opposition. The opposition is in your flesh, in your desires. The opposition is not in someone else. We look at opposition against someone else. No, my opposition is the wickedness in my desires, in my flesh. But I can persevere. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Patience. But let patience have a perfect work. The testing of your faith. And still, don't never let false doctrine creep in by forgetting the definition of words, right? You got to remember that, right? Faith without works is dead. So faith has works. If you lose the works, the obedience is what it is. It's the obedience to the word. You have faith in Yah, which is his word. You having faith in him is going to produce action. Without the production of the action, then the faith is dead. So, knowing that, now I can teach better. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith, you're hearing the word and you're obeying it, but that's going to be tested. You're going to be tempted not to because of your evil nature. It's not Yah that's tempting you. Yah can't be tempted with evil, neither tempting any bad. When we're tempted, when we're drawn away of our own lust in the time, which is later on in this chapter. So just so you get it, right? But knowing this, you got to know what's going on, that the testing is a test of your faith. Your faith is going to be tested, whether or not you're going to keep his word or not, whether or not you're going to obey him or not. You got to know. Knowing this, that the testing of your faith worketh patience, perseverance. To persevere is I'm going to do what he say, irregardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation, regardless of how I feel. You got to know this. Plenty false doctrine out there that will cause you not to know that. You won't know that if you think Jesus did it all and you're a sinner saved by grace. Because if you take the sinner saved by grace, then you're the sinner. He's the supplier of the grace. And you get to go against him. And it's good. Because Jesus did it all. And he expected you to go against him. Irregardless of him telling that woman, go and sin no more, we're going to ignore that. Him saying, be perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect, we're going to ignore that. And we're going to roll with the preachers. We're going to roll with the climate of false doctrine. And we're going to say we're sinners saved by grace. And we're going to twist scripture in order to go against him telling the woman, go and sin no more. Was he just playing with her or something? Playing with her mind? Playing with her emotions? Or did he mean that? He's not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should repent. Oh, it's the truth anyway. He's the son. He's the son of the Most High. Knowing this, that the testing of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have a perfect work, right? Let patience, perseverance. Waiting on Yah and obeying him irregardless. Let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect. Ooh, there you go again, calling you perfect. And entire, wanting nothing, lacking nothing, right? You want to be mature. Mature in Yah. Mature enough to obey him and know that's your responsibility. This is the duty of man, is to fear Yah and keep his commandments. When the word uses commandments, it's not talking about the 10 commandments all the time, y'all. He was saying, keep my commandments even prior to the 10 commandments, tell you the truth. And he still will tell you to you got to obey him. And if he tell you what to do, please believe me, that's a command. It was a commandment for him to offer Isaac, and that's not one of the 10. But he stopped him. He was just testing him. Anyway. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and that you may be perfect and entire, lacking nothing. You meet for the master's use, right? Look what this say. If any one of you lack wisdom, you don't have wisdom, right? If you lack wisdom, let him ask Yah, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him. If you lack wisdom, right? You got to know that Yah will give it to you generously. He's not withholding. If you lack wisdom, and what might we lack wisdom in? Well, he didn't change the subject. It's when you're going through direst temptations, you're wondering why all this is happening. You're wondering why is this happening to me? Because your faith is being tested to see whether you would serve him or not. To see whether you would throw in the towel, if you would switch up on him based on your suffering. You got to trust him until he come get you. He know what he doing, y'all. You got to trust him. As hard as times get, as hard as things get, oh my goodness, it can get rough down here. And you always want to throw yourself on the Most High's mercy. When it get rough, you turn to him. Come to the throne of unmerited favor with boldness to make your petitions known, that you might obtain mercy and find unmerited favor to help in the time of need. Unmerited favor is the ability to still obey him. Unmerited favor gives you the power to walk in faith. The unearnable ability to walk in faith. So you're saved by grace through faith. And your willingness is the faith piece. He'll give you the unearnable ability to walk in faith if you're willing to walk in faith. If you approach him believing him, then he'll supply you the power to do it. See, a lot of people don't want to do it, don't want to go through. And that's why they don't have the grace to do it. So you gotta go to the throne of grace with boldness, making your petitions known that you might obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. And this is that time. We're in some terrible times, y'all. And our poor little children are filled with so much poison it ain't even funny. And they pumping that poison in them in the school system. Definitely through, TV and social media and all that. They tearing their heads off through the music and through this media, they doing them over. But then they're reinforcing it with that because they hitting them in school. They teaching them some uncool. They got books and all, a whole satanic mindset. And we need to rescue our children. But a lot of us need to be rescued in order to rescue our children. Some of us on the same page as our children. Anyway, knowing this, that the testing of your faith worketh patience, perseverance, right? Let a perseverance, patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, lacking in. You're mature. You're going to keep his word. You ain't afraid of the devil. You're not backing off. You're not the type of person that's weak, giving into your flesh. He can trust you. Lacking nothing. Now you meet for the master's use. Lacking nothing, wanting nothing is lacking nothing. You're meat for the master's use, and he can use you. He can't use you if he can't trust you. You got to be watched. Can't trust you. Ain't going to tell him when you going to flip out. Theology get twisted, and there you go. And if souls is leaning on you, they're done. Because you're going to kill them all just thinking about yourself and what you want to do. No, you bought with a price. Your life is no longer your own. Come on. If any man lack wisdom, you don't know this? Ask Yah. That giveth all men generously, liberally, right? And he don't hold back, upbraideth not. He ain't holding back, and it shall be given him. You need to know what's going on and what this whole race is about. You need to know the weapons of our warfare. And you need to know they're not carnal, but spiritual. And you need to know you're being tested. You're being tried. You need to know that so you can be equipped to pass the test. As opposed to leaning to your flesh. There's a way to seem right unto a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. You're in the process of learning. Keep learning. Don't turn into the teacher and you're not the teacher. But let him act in faith. Right? You got a question, act in faith. What that mean? Don't get rebellious. Don't get rebellious. Let him ask. Ain't that what they're saying? Please, you'll get understanding. If any man lack wisdom, let him ask Yah, that giveth to all men liberally. He gonna give you the information that you need, because you're being tested. And when you're being tested, it gets uncomfortable. Somebody come telling you what to do. Man, hold on, pump your brakes. It gets uncomfortable. A situation come in your life that, man, hurt you to the core of your being. You want to rebel. Might want to get mad at Yah. Why this happened to me? Get mad at you. Need someone to be able to reach you and to deal with you. Real talk. You don't know what's going on. You need to be the type of person that will approach Yah and ask him why. And you better ask right, too. Don't get crazy now. If any man lack wisdom, you don't know what's going on, you don't know why this happening to you. If any man lacks wisdom, let him ask Yah. That give it to man, he gonna give it to you liberally. He gonna lay it out for you, and he ain't gonna hold back. Upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. You want the criteria to get the answer when you going through. You don't want to feel abandoned while you're going through. There's a key to that. But let him act in faith. What that mean? When you ask, you still obeying. You ain't turned on him. You ain't went rebellious. Faith, remember, faith without works is dead. You're still obeying him. While you at, you crying. Weeping men do it for a night, but joy comes in the morning. You might be hurting for certain, and you crying, but you gonna act in faith. Look what it say. Nothing wavering. You still on your post. You still doing what you're supposed to do. You still cooperating. And you acting sincerely. But let him act in faith. Nothing waver. For he that wavereth, oh, you tripping now. It's like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and talk. Now, that pillow talk can kill you. Now your spouse is empowered to destroy you. Now Eve can move on you now, see? Mm-hmm. Job's wife told him, curse the Most High and die, dude. You useless. The enemy has a way. That's vice versa, y'all. Either spouse. Your best friend can get at you now. Someone got a crush on you. You was able to tell them no before. But all of a sudden, when you get wounded, you get offended. Now folks can push up on you now, right? But let him act in faith. You got to act in faith, still obeying him. Nothing wavering. Don't get funny style now. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. You tossable now. You toss up. But let him act in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. See, the wind is other doctrines, other opinions. Somebody whispering in your ear. Now it'll work. It ain't gonna work when you're strong. It ain't gonna work when you feeling good. You fasting and praying, you on top of the mountain, see? But when it get a little weird, when y'all do something you don't like, he allows something come in your life that you don't agree with. You wonder what the heck is going on. Stuff is being preached that get in your business, and it's going against what you got going. But the word come like a batter ram and just tear down your little love life. Because you unequally yoked together with an unbeliever. And the word will come, just bust that whole thing down. And now you mad. Now you offended. Now you're not asking Yah why. You know, you mad at him now. See? But those that want to hold on, that belong to him, that's going to endure to the end. Those are going to endure to the end. The race ain't given to the swift. You fast with it, huh? You learn fast? Race given to the swift. No, the battle to the strong. You can take a blow. You can take a licking and keep on ticking. No, but he that endured to the end. Matthew 24. Yahudah 24. That's the one that's going to be saved. You ain't going to quit. You're not going to put your hand to the plow and look back. And you're going to have reasons to quit. You're going to feel like quitting. You're hitting the eye so hard, you feel like quitting. You better grit your teeth and ask Yah what's going on. If you get hit so hard that you get dazed, you better ask Yah. Don't forsake the assembly. But let him act in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavered is like the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. Now the elements can get his hands on you. And the devil and his elements is coming. The prince of the air is coming to take your soul. What would it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? The devil's playing for keeps, trying to get you punch drunk, trying to get you offended, trying to get you rebellious, feeling some kind of way. So now you're moving weird. Come on, somebody. But let him act in faith. Nothing wavering. Don't get funny now. For he that wavereth, you tripping? It's like a wave of the sea driven. You offended? Like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and toss. You tossable? You toss up? For let not that man think that he should receive anything of Yah. False doctrine to get you. I've seen some folks that were solid in the word and now they're not. They sit up on the false doctrine now. What happened? Because they got offended. Offended with Yah, offended with the people of Yah, however it went. And then the wind came. The rain descended, the wind came and beat upon the house. And it fell, and great was the fall of it. For he that wavered is like the wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. Let not that man think he can receive anything of Yah. He can't help you. Because you wishy-washy now. You unstable. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. We got to stay solid, y'all. We don't pick our tests, but Yah do. And it's based on circumstances. A lot of times we get overly tempted based on the stuff we do. Stuff we think we get away with. Stuff we think, stuff we say, how we behave when no one else ain't around. That helps dictate your test. Example, and then I'm going to get ready to let y'all go. But Israel was supposed to have a little short journey. It's supposed to be a short journey from Egypt through the wilderness into Canaan. And it turned into a 40-year ordeal. And it turned into a 40-year ordeal based on, they did that. Their level of rebelliousness caused the extension of the test. To the point it got out of hand, to the point they never made it out. Those that was fighting age adults, they got killed. He killed all of them. Moses didn't make it in. Nobody except for Joshua and Caleb. Those that was of adult age. Access denied, right? And it was all because they caused that on themselves. So we can't turn on Yah and expect it to turn out well. We don't get away with that type of stuff. Stay humble. Stay humble. He's dealing with you. And he actually deal with you through people. That's why the man of Yah said, follow me as I follow the Mashiach. And I know everybody want a theology that they got it on their own. Okay, well, you know how much false doctrine out here because people got it on their own. They got their little social media thing together, and these jokers is all over the doggone place. They don't know if they coming or go. They getting a whole bunch of followers. They producing videos, and it's going down. Don't know the will of Yah no more than they know the man on the moon. Did the man go to the moon? Did he? Y'all quit lying. You quit lying to the people. Sheeple, stop it. You didn't go there. Quit playing. So, anyway, I ain't gonna go there. But let him act in faith. See, you gotta act in faith, y'all. You gotta act in faith. That means you're obeying him when you ask. And what you're asking about is you're going through it. You're going through stuff. And you don't like it. Or the word is getting in your business. Word to come tell you what you can't do. Like, who is you talking to? Okay, that's cool. You better get it. Yeah, you would want to get it before you. But let him act in faith. Nothing wavering. For he that wavered, that means you're obeying when you ask. Like, Yah, what's going on? Is this true? Let him act in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavered is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything. Look what he said. You can't ask me nothing. I ain't giving you nothing. You on your own. I don't like your attitude. That's what y'all saying, right? Let not that man think he shall receive anything from me. I ain't giving you nothing. There's a lot of carnal people walking around here eating and drinking, driving, houses, all kind of stuff, right? And they ain't getting nothing from Yah. They think they are, but they not. Because he said, let not that man think he shall receive anything of me. He reigned on the just as well as the unjust. Some folks think that Yahdiness is gain, and they get it twisted. Come on, y'all. We got to obey him. He's nothing to play with. I'm trying to told you. Let not that man think he shall receive anything of Yah. A double-minded man is unstable in all his way. We got to be solid with Yah. When you put on Yah, it's serious business. And you have a responsibility to him. You don't have a responsibility to man. You got a responsibility to the Most High. And you don't have the option to back off. Like, I can preach in a way where people say, well, I ain't giving. Well, you barely do anyway. But you don't do nothing but hurt yourself. Because Yah takes care of his. He definitely take care of me. And that's what he gonna do. Yah takes care of his even when people don't give. And he just get them for not doing what they supposed to do. I got to do what I'm supposed to do. You got to do what you're supposed to do. We all got something to do, and we all got a responsibility. Now, what we should be doing is studying and show ourselves approved so that we can be pleasing him. You got to please. You got to do what he say. In closing, when I was coming up, I can tell you so many stories of the stuff I've been through. You talking about crying and going through it, boy. I went through, but I would not let him go for nothing or nobody. I'm telling you that. I done broke up with you know what I mean? I done had to break up with folks. You feel me? You know, I ain't gonna even get into all that, but please. I done walked away from some stuff, opportunity for him. I'd have been rubbed the wrong way. I was just down. I wasn't rebellious though, like that. Not me. That's just not when it come to him. I'm a rebellious dude, but not when it come to him. I'm like, man, I'm cooperating. Tell you that now. He can have anything I got, and I prove that to him. I'll give up anything for him, and he can have anything I got. And it led to me getting a whole lot from him. So you got to count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Don't get to the point you feeling sorry for yourself, and don't be running around here half spiritual and half carnal, because you can't be trusted. You can't do a work for him. You can't do a work for him. He can't trust you. So when he start like testing you and putting you in a situation to see if you're worthy to work for him, step up to the plate. Because if you don't, he is going to demote you without question. And according to Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, you're going to be tested. Your work is going to be tested by fire to see whether it's precious stone or a substance that burn up. And he's saying if it burn up, you're going to suffer loss. He ain't going to trust you. You can't work for him. It's going to burn up, right? Because it got hot and you gave in to your flesh. He said, but then if your stuff burn up, you're going to suffer loss. He said, but then you yourself going to be tested by the same fire for your salvation's sake. And you still going to have to be saved through fire. So you might as well stack you up some rewards in heaven by obeying him and doing what you're supposed to do. Because you're playing with yourself when you don't do the work he calls you to do. Because that same fire going to come test you. And if it burnt up your works, it's a good chance it's going to burn you up too. So be careful, y'all. We going to go through it. And when somebody going through it, and I'm closing, y'all, it say, celebrate with those that celebrate. And weep with those that weep, because we all in one body. We all in the same gang, y'all. And we're supposed to be there for one another when we're going through it. And some of us get hit with blows that you can't even put in words. And that's why we're supposed to show up. We're supposed to show up and be there for one another. And all of us need to learn how to minister and love one another. Do what the heck you're supposed to do. Because some of y'all do not participate in ministry like you should. You funny style. You in your own ways, you stingy, and you wishy-washy, and y'all can't trust you. You don't want that to be said about you. Make the necessary changes. And if you got the spirit of rebellion bothering you, get rid of it before it get rid of you. Any questions? Y'all pray for this headache. It is whooping me, but I trust y'all. I'm on the medicine. I don't know what to do. I'm going to keep fighting it. Y'all pray for me as I pray for you. Let's pray. Spirit of the Most High, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you. Humbly to know how. I'm gleaning in your word. Praying that the truth of your word will forth with clarity, falling down the souls of your children, springing up in the everlasting life. We're completely dependent on you. We thank you for the truth, taking the time to share truth with us that we may continue to grow in you. And we be careful to give you the praise and honor, not only now, but forevermore. In the Master's name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we humbly pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, and amen. I'm serious, y'all. I'm going to have to go. I can't do the after the lesson thing because my head is throbbing bad. Again, y'all pray for me. If you want to support the ministry and you got the Cash App or get it, all you got to do is put in the money sign, the dollar sign, Yahudah Israel, my first and last name. It's on Facebook. Y'all see my name. YAHUDAHY ISRAEL dollar sign Yahudah Israel. And I was going to invite you guys on, here. Maybe somebody else can take it over. I'll just give the number. Maybe y'all can call in. And we might want to, y'all might want to talk about praying for Roberto and Marissa because they need it. So yeah, 302 202-1102, extension 815648. Again, 302-202-1102, extension 815648. And for the record, one more time, y'all, they did find the baby's body about 3.5, 4 hours ago, about 4:19, something like that today, about 4 o'clock today. And so that was about 4 hours ago. So continue to pray for them. And if y'all want to collectively pray together for them, 302-202-1102, extension 815648. And y'all end up having to pray for me too. Add me in there. I'm last and least. I'm going to be all right. I definitely want y'all to pray for them. Y'all be Baruch and Barak Shalom. I'm gone.